don't think we have to care about the environment? Like, what do you...
No, not even a little bit. Like,
not even a little bit?
No. Okay, let me clarify this. I don't throw trash on the ground. Like, okay. I'm not saying like we need to like, trash the environment. Like, but do I believe in climate change? No.
This stance prompted Joe to push back, questioning the complexity of the issue and Owens' qualifications to make such claims. Tensions escalated further when the show's producer, Jamie Vernon, pulled up a statistic that countered Owens' claims.
In 2014, the vast majority, 87% of scientists, said that human activity is driving global warming, yet only half the American public ascribe to that view. So
yeah, I don't believe this like at all, just so you know. You can pull that up too, like scientists who look up the opposite, right? Instead of looking for what you're searching for, looking for what you're not looking for.
Joe, unfazed, emphasized the severity of the climate crisis, painting a vivid picture of its potential consequences.
This could negatively impact all sorts of coastal cities. This could be a gigantic problem. This is not like propaganda that's drummed up by some sort of big business that seeks to make money off of this.
Despite his insistence, Owens remained steadfast, arguing that she simply didn't believe in climate change.
I don't believe it's real, okay? So I can't sit here.
But here's the question. But why have a belief?
What do you mean?
Why have a belief as to whether or not global warming is real or not real?
It's not a belief in it. I don't believe in it.
After relentless questioning, Joe eventually got Owens to admit that she wasn't entirely informed on the topic.
How about not have a belief until you really have looked at the data?
So you would prefer if my language, as opposed to admitting that I do not know this, I wouldn't die until I've never made a video, I've never made a public statement, you would have preferred if I had just started by saying, I have no opinion.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
While Joe kept his composure during his debate with Owens, his discussion with Barstool founder Dave Portnoy was a different story. The confrontation began when Portnoy dismissed professional boxer Tommy Fury, claiming he wasn't a real boxer. Joe immediately disagreed.
I saw Tommy Fury box. He is not a boxer.
Well, he's definitely a boxer.
Well, he puts on gloves.
He's definitely a boxer. But is he a boxer like his brother? No.
Well,
as the younger brother of heavyweight boxing champion Tyson Fury, Tommy often faces comparisons that overshadow his own achievements. Portnoy doubled down on his stance.
We would not know who Tommy Fury was if his last name wasn't Fury.
Probably we wouldn't know as much about him.
I don't.
But he's still a good-looking guy. He's built great. He looks looks the part.
Looks the part.
Joe admitted that Fury's last name helped his career, but refused to discredit his skills. When Portnoy remained unconvinced, Joe lost his patience, pulling up a video of Tommy Fury's fights.
Shut the f*** up. Watch this.
Find the Tommy Fury. Find the Tommy Fury fight on the
shut the
card.
Shut the f***
This
up.
This guy cannot.
Please shut the f*** up and watch this. Watch what he's doing. This motherfucker is 100% a boxer.
Can you find me the record of Volkanovski?
This. Stop. Watch this. Watch this. Look at this. You're out of your mind if you don't. Look at this.
What
look at that right hand.
That was in slow motion.
No, it's not in slow motion.
I think you slowed that down.
No. If you don't think so, you're just being a hater.
Nothing compares to the way Joe lost his cool during a debate with Steven Crowder regarding the impact of weed legalization on motor vehicle accidents.
Traffic fatalities regarding marijuana have skyrocketed.
Google that, because that's nonsense.
No, we wrote about it at
drunk driving arrests have dropped. What do you mean you've... First of all...
Yeah, we wrote about what the sources are, the original studies.
Just because someone gets in an accident and they're high... hold on, stop.
No, hold on a second.
You interrupt way too much. You need to stop.
Joe immediately called him out.
Marijuana is one of the things that are good. And man. Just like you don't turmeric, you don't ginger, you don't a reduced sugar diet. All those things that reduce inflammation are good for you.
I don't buy that smoking marijuana would be as beneficial as a reduced sugar diet. And my point is that people get so offended by me saying that and saying, but if you want to smoke, go ahead.
You might be correct.
Shouldn't be offensive.
But it doesn't matter because it's not a contest to see what's the most beneficial.
Crowder insisted his statement was backed by research, but Joe refused to let it slide. The argument quickly devolved into personal insults rather than a discussion of the actual data.
Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado are at near historic lows.
You have been bringing up the source that you want to find.
Washington
Post. Bring up the study right there. Yeah, Washington Post. Bring up the study that we wrote. We wrote about it on our website.
Look, I don't care about your website, you Since marijuana legalization, highway fatalities in Colorado
Since you called me Since you called me
Joe, visibly frustrated, mocked Crowder's website and dismissed his sources. Rogan has never been afraid to assert his dominance, but one particularly cringeworthy moment occurred during episode 1572. When he took his own rock, paper, scissors skills a little too seriously, the guest challenged Joe to a match, raising the stakes. Joe immediately shut it down.
How are you so good at rock, paper, scissors?
It's just, skill, muscle, intuition.
Intuition. Can we play right now?
You want to play?
Yes.
Oh, but I only play for stakes.
Okay. What do you want to play for?
How about if I win, I do the programming on your show for a week?
No.
When pressed on what would be a fair wager, Joe doubled down on his refusal.
That's worth a lot of money. You can.
What kind of money? What do you think I'm going to do? I'm not saying like the ads or whatever. I'm saying
like programming, like who's going to be on.
Yeah, who's going to be on.
That's not possible. We're booked up months and months in advance.
You were so confident until just now. We
can
pick a month, few months off.
That's ridiculous to flip a coin on that. There's no chance.
Well, do you think that there's something of equivalent value?
No.
There's nothing that I can do.
No, there's nothing that you could give me that would be worth a week of programming on the show. What are you going to give me?
The guest laughed, but Joe snapped back.
You'd have to give me a spectacular amount of money.
I sent you a...
All right, sounds like someone's scared to lose at rock, paper, scissors.
It sounds like someone else is scared to lose at
No, you're asking me for something that's ridiculous. You don't have anything. You don't have anything that's worth a week of programming on the show. You don't have it.
That's rough.
It doesn't exist.
That's rough.
No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't exist. Like there's There's nothing that you can have that you could offer me that I couldn't buy myself.
I'll make. I think will be interesting. You'll enjoy talking with them.
You can't. No.
All right, fine. Okay.
But that doesn't do anything for me.
Nothing makes for more uncomfortable viewing than Joe arguing with his own friend Eddie Bravo, who insists the Earth is flat.
Show me a real picture. Show me a real picture.
Listen, NASA does not have one of those satellites.
Fake.
Why do you think that's fake?
That's fake as fuck.
Why does it look fake as fuck?
It looks like something you'd see in a movie.
That's because when they do it in a movie, they try to make it look like this, which is what looks real.
If that's real to you, man.
You don't think it's real?
They faked 6 moon landings.
Stop saying that because it's irrelevant. Why would it be fake?
It's propaganda, man.
Eddie, unimpressed, doubted NASA's credibility, but Joe tried to reason with him. Eddie, however, remained unconvinced.
Is there a photo of this flat Earth?
No, like I just said again.
That's what I asked.
There's no photo of the flat Earth from space. There's no photo of the round Earth from space.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's all fake.
No, why do you say they're fake, though?
They look fake. They look CGI.
But you're not an expert in imagery.
Joe's frustration boiled over. Eddie then challenged Joe's sources, claiming that all scientific institutions were bought and paid for.
Hey, where did you get this information?
Jamie.
Where'd you get it?
Where'd I get what?
This information. What is this coming from?
This is coming off the internet.
Exactly. So you're reading some information. I'm reading some information off the internet. You didn't go to the library. It's on Wikipedia.
Just slow down.
Eddie, stop doing
There's
that.
sources here. There's a book called the American Journal of Science. I'm sure that a lot of people respect
which is
that.
bought and paid for.
Well, maybe.
It is. It's bought and paid for. It's part of that.
Here's the thing, Eddie.
It's like the Washington Post.
Eddie, why would anybody be paying money for people to lie about the world spinning? Eddie, people have known it's spinning forever. That's how the seasons
Gravity,
work.
baby.
That's how you see the sun. We spin around. That's why it makes
explain
eclipses.
this to me.
That's why we
That's why you
age,
can
too.
track time zones. That's why you can put a piece of stick in the ground.
You're saying all the correct.
It acts as a sundial.
After 40 minutes of arguing, Joe finally snapped.
I used to say the same
Eddie,
stuff.
you're talking about the Earth being flat. Thousands of scientists have looked into it. You think they're all wrong? That's so insane.
You haven't looked into it.
I have.
No, you have.
Oh, my God. How could I not have? You don't think I have? I'm watching you go down the rabbit hole. You don't think I try to pay attention to what the these people are talking about? It doesn't work.
I don't think so.
Eddie, there's websites dedicated to debunking it. There's so many people working on these things, Eddie. The idea that they're all in on some sort of a giant global lie is insane.
Few topics create as much discomfort as politics, as seen in episode 1882, when a simple discussion spiraled into heated disagreement. Joe's guest made an offhand remark, but Joe agreed, pointing to Hillary Clinton.
We look for someone who makes us feel good. Like, I'll feel good voting for him. I don't like her. She's a and they just decide this is how I'm voting. You know, like that's... I mean, that was a lot of people's perspectives on Hillary Clinton. I talked to a lot of people that hated...
I'm pretty sure everyone loved her.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she
the
won.
most loved.
I liked Elizabeth Warren. She's
Why?
cool. I just like I liked her. I like her tenacity. Yeah, but okay, who isn't?
The guest pushed back, but Joe wasn't sold. Things got awkward when Joe flexed his interview credentials.
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Okay, but did you vote for Bernie?
He wasn't available to vote for.
Did you vote in the?
I didn't vote in the primary.
In the primaries, right?
Yeah.
I did.
But I had him on my podcast. And he was very sincere.
Okay, cool. I've had my mom on my podcast. You want to flex? I'm just saying.
I think he's very sincere.
Whether it's science, politics, or personal ego battles, Joe Rogan's podcast has seen it all. From heated clashes to excruciating awkwardness,